Hi, everyone, and welcome to the first episode of Trails and Tales. I'm Tina.
And I'm Johnny. And we wanted to invite you guys on a little bit of a journey into our lives and pretty much as we travel and eat at places and kind of show you um, what it's like to be us and take you on our little date nights.
Our date getaways,
Yeah, our date getaways.
our escapes.
Right. And also talk about a lot of the things that are important to us,
Yes.
such as pretty much everything.
So we're very opinionated.
Yes.
He holds a more serious opinion on certain topics where I tend to like to make fun of and make light of things.
Yes.
Political, hot topics, those sorts of things. So you should get the best of both worlds with us.
But I also like all the nerdy stuff and, like Marvel and
Just look
DC.
behind him.
Yeah. Video games. So what are we talking about tonight, honey?
So today we are talking about the TikTok ban because it's the big thing that's dominating the headlines right now. It's the hot topic of the week, the month, the year. Um,
The century.
I'm not gonna lie. I was kind of crying in my Cheerios. Um, I thought it was gone, and I'm a big time TikTok addict. So,
And you're also a creator over there, so that didn't help.
well, I'm a quasi creator. I'm trying, just getting started with that. But yes, so I don't know about all of y'all, but I can lose hours in my night once everything in the house is quieted down. The kids are in bed. Johnny's over here. He's working on making his game that he's creating right now. I'll be over there either writing or scrolling or sometimes both. So it calms me, it soothes me. Um, I have found a community over there that I can connect with that I very much enjoy. And so when I was under the impression that that was going to be gone, I was a little devastated.
I am more of a scroller, so I watch a lot of the videos, and I really like how TikTok has that algorithm that is it somehow, some way, it gets very specific to each person depending on what you're looking at. And I haven't seen any other social media that is set up like that, or has that good of an algorithm.
Yes, I agree.
Um, so I just kind of scroll through. I have not been a very big content creator over there at all.
But he's about to be.
Yeah, I'm about to be. But I also joined Clapper because I thought TikTok was going away, but of course TikTok's back. And but I really like it over there. It seems a little bit easier to get views and likes and followers and stuff. So I'm gonna stick with that TikTok and all the mainstream media, social medias out there for
I'm
me.
not sure if I'll be going to Clapper. I gotta check it out. There's so many things. What is the other one? Like Flip or something like that?
Flip is more like where content creators go over there and you do reviews of like products and stuff and you make money off of that. And I am
Okay.
on that too. Yep. I'm doing that too.
I have my Facebook, my Instagram, and my TikTok. That'll probably be my focus.
Well, you got to check them out, honey.
I'll check them out. I will give them a chance. But, you know, I'm once I've locked onto something and I've got it down, I kind of stay in my comfort zone.
Well, you had to start with those places too,
Oh, this is
you know.
true.
And
We will see.
a lot of the TikTok people that were like really big on TikTok, they either went to Red Note or Clapper or both. Um, I'm not going to Red Note just because I've heard a lot of IT people saying that it it's full of malware and possible viruses or whatever, and that could be lies just because of what it is. But I'm not taking any chances. Um, so I'm kind of staying away from that. I am on Clapper though,
Better
and
safe than sorry.
yeah, so
So, along the lines of this ban, I know it's over, or it is temporarily over. They have not said that it's a permanent thing, that it's back. I know that at first we couldn't go live, but they fixed that. So today everybody's able to go live. But, for me, what I was seeing, what other than the ban, other than the political side of why it was being banned or why not, whatever, if you want to get into that, we can. But what was bothering me about this ban was that on the other platforms, Instagram, Facebook, there were so many people that don't have TikTok, have never had TikTok, they don't know anything about it, that were talking down about it, talking down about the people on it, shaming people, making fun of people that were upset about it. Um, I saw so much of it's only an app. God, get over it. But what people don't realize, or they don't care to focus on, or they don't care to acknowledge, is the fact that it is more than an app for so many people,
Yep.
because it is a full-time job
Yep.
for so many. That's where they make their livelihood, their income, their everything that is helping them support their family. I've
That's
seen so many people go to TikTok and start from the bottom, and now they are on the top. They have bought a new house, they've got a new car, they're living the high life. And that is all because of what TikTok has done for them and their businesses.
yep.
And when you close that down just in the blink of an eye, you just shut off an income for so many people. You essentially just laid them off with very little. I mean, I know that they were telling us that the ban was going to happen, but not many of us believed it, because this is a game that they've played back and forth for so long. And I still feel like we got played a little bit here.
Uh, so you're right. It has been. It's no different than for a lot of these content creators, as we are supporting them by going to the movies and stuff, like for big time celebrities. We're still paying them to be living in, these big mansions and stuff, and that's really not happening for most content creators over on TikTok. But they are relying on it as a source of income or a source of extra income coming in
Mm-hmm.
to help support their families. So that's what doesn't make any sense to me, is how people are sitting there saying, like, well, now you're going to have to go get a real job.
It is a real job. Let me tell you something. I am a small content creator,
Yep.
and so much thought and time goes into making content. And y'all, I'm not even doing what these other people do. They are they are working on this from sun up till sundown.
Yep.
Like, this is a full-time gig for them.
A lot of these people, it's just like being somebody in Hollywood, but they're having to do every bit of it. They're doing
Yes.
the script writing, they're doing the direction, they're supplying their own equipment for like cameras and microphones, and it. I can tell you right now, it's not cheap. That
No,
is not cheap,
not at all.
and it's a wise investment. It's just like if you're sitting there telling these TikTok people, yeah, now you got to go get a real job, but at the same time, you're supporting these elite millionaires that are sitting over here in Hollywood that are making millions and millions, tens of millions of dollars off of your support.
Yep.
Are you going to sit there and fire them and tell them, hey, you need to go get a real job now? You going to go send them to work in McDonald's or
Can
something?
you see
You're
Brad Pitt
not.
working at McDonald's?
That dude has probably never flipped his own hamburger ever.
No. So, instead of putting everybody down on TikTok and trying to lessen their work that they're putting into it, I think that we should try to understand where they're coming from and what they stand to lose. Um, and I think the word is being compassionate, empathetic. Um, because there's so much, they're when we aren't watching the big networks, we're watching them. And for a lot of us, we've switched over from watching the big networks to watching the smaller creators and what they do. And I don't want to go back to the big networks. I like watching what people are bringing from their house,
Yep.
you know?
Because it's real and it's raw. And,
Yeah.
there are a lot of content creators that are bringing entertainment stuff out that, but they're still working their butts off. They're having to come up with the ideas and they're pretty much doing all of it on their own.
And they're taking money out of the pockets of the rich people, which is
Yep.
what I think the ban is really about. Because, I mean, if you think about it logically, everything, almost 98% of the stuff in our homes come from China.
Yep.
And we've never heard anything about security risk before.
Not to mention Temu, Shein, AliExpress.
All of these things that they're not banning.
Right.
But once the stock started to fall in Meta, then they started to scream national security risk.
It wasn't just Meta. So you also had Netflix that it was apparently hurting, and a lot of the streaming services really it was hurting. Meta, of course, X, all these social medias it was hurting and kind of digging its claws into, their
All of the censored things.
yeah, and they even said that it was also affecting Amazon because of the TikTok shop. You have all these things right now that and we already know that Meta and Zuckerberg was over there like lobbying to shut down Meta because it was getting into his pocket. So,
You mean shut down TikTok?
Oh, yeah. What did I say?
Meta. He is Meta.
Oh, yeah. He was because, he was trying to shut down TikTok because it was messing with Meta. But, yeah.
But then, all of a sudden, after a 12-hour shutdown, Facebook has an account on TikTok. They have...
Well, that was prior to the shutdown. They did it the day before.
Did they?
Yep.
I saw it after. But, they have all these followers on there. Now, there's the same bubble over our profile picture on TikTok that's over our profile picture on Facebook.
And the new avatar, AI avatar.
That is the same.
That is the same.
And then they didn't bring CapCut back.
Nope.
And why is that, Johnny?
That is because they are bringing out an Instagram version of CapCut that is called Edits. And you can actually go to, if you're on Apple, you can actually go to the App Store and it's up there, but you can't download it yet.
So
it says coming soon.
Call me a conspiracy theorist if you must. But I think Meta just bought out TikTok. And I think that this was planned. I think they knew they were going to do this all along.
So they are definitely, I am like 99.9% sure that they're using their data centers. If nothing else, they're using their servers. But even with the politicians that were voting to ban TikTok, they just happened to, within the past year after they were been talking about shutting it down, they started investing in Meta. So, that's why everybody's so pissed.
Follow the trail.
Right.
Follow the yellow brick road.
That's why everybody is getting so angry over this thing. It's not about the app. It's about, one, you're shutting something down that is just killing the livelihood of people for your own gain. And you're supposed to be working for us. It's not the other way around. Or at least it's not supposed to be that way.
So a lot of people right now are talking about how they noticed something that Johnny and I have known for a very long time. I'm going to butcher this word, so forgive me, but oligarchy? I know I said it wrong. Can you say it correctly? Do you know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying. I don't. I'm going to let you say it and then take the blame for it. That's what I'm going to do.
Okay, so People are waking up and they are realizing that our government is actually run by a few select elitists,
All
the
right.
rich people, the richest people in our country. And that is who controls everything. That is who controls what we see, what we hear, what we can do, what we can't do, what we eat, our medicine, our health care, everything. It all is that group of one percenters.
Yep.
And this kind of threw everybody into understanding that. And I'm seeing it all over TikTok right now.
Well, I'm going to also tell you that as long as our country is divided as badly as it is, that just means that that we're not focusing our attention on them. We're focusing our attention on each other, which it shouldn't be that way.
That's what keeps them in
But
power.
that's the one thing that came good out of this whole TikTok ban was everybody started uniting together, whether it was left, right, middle, sideways, it doesn't matter. Everybody was coming together because their voices were being shut down.
I
So,
feel like that's another reason that they wanted TikTok banned or they wanted control over TikTok was
yep,
because we were sharing information with each other. You know, whether you want to believe it or not, our media has been under their control for so long.
oh yeah,
Even the media that you think is not under their control, it is still under their control.
yep,
They are still determining what we are allowed to see and what we are allowed to hear. They are determining what news we're allowed to share, what we are allowed to find out. And they could not control that on TikTok, and they did not like that. We were getting news out to people quicker than the media could cover it up.
yep,
And they are not happy with that because it's waking people up to what they've been doing for generations.
absolutely. I
For
think
example,
I think most of us have known that the country has been run by corporations for forever.
yes.
And there was actually a comedian that came out. I don't remember who it was, but they were saying maybe these politicians need to start wearing NASCAR jackets that, like the NASCAR jackets, how they have all their sponsors
Yes.
written all over their jacket. Yeah.
I think that they would have a lot of the similar patches.
Yeah.
um, but for example, I think that this is probably one of the main things that really scared them recently was um, Hurricane Helene and the information that got out there so quickly about what was not being done
Yep.
to help our citizens while they're on the mainstream media on the news trying to make themselves look like heroes. The people that were actually there were showing that's not what's happening here.
Yep.
And so we were getting to see live action contradiction.
Well, not even that. I mean, we also had information leaked and proven that uh, some higher officials in FEMA were told to not help anybody that had a Trump uh, presidential sign outside their house before the elections. So a lot of those, and that was a mostly Republican area that got hit the hardest,
Imagine that.
and so they were told to kind of push them to the side. But then on over in California for the LA fires, Biden is sitting over there saying, "Hey, we're funding all of that 100% for the next 180 days or whatever it was."
And if you can't see the problem in that, what are you doing?
Yep.
Because if you cannot see the problem in the fact that we still have people living in tents, dying in tents in North Carolina and Tennessee, I think there are still people displaced from the Florida hurricanes, the Maui people.
Yep.
You know, we still have all of these people in the southeast over here struggling and dying, but they're taking care 100% of all of the people that are coming out of California.
Who are mostly rich and can kind of afford it themselves.
Right, because your house burnt down, which is awful, and my heart breaks for these people for everything that they have lost.
Yep.
It's not their fault that our government sucks, but their bank accounts weren't touched. They can still access their money.
Yep.
and they're getting all of this help while the people in the southeast were told, "I'm sorry, we can't help you. We can't afford it."
Oh, didn't you say that at one point they found out that they were bulldozing bodies and stuff up in North
People have
Carolina?
said that,
Yeah.
but then, they come back and say that's a conspiracy theory. It's not really happening. There are people that are showing that it was happening, and then there are other people that are going showing that it wasn't. You have no clue unless you're actually standing there, boots on the ground in real time. You really can't know what is happening.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but I do know for a fact that a mother woke up with her 9-month-old baby frozen in her arms, dead. And last month, there were 3 people found frozen to death in tents up there. And we still have people that are living in tents still and still not getting the help that they need.
Yep.
So something's wrong in our country.
Well, even for the North Carolina people that were affected, they were giving out what, the $700 or whatever, and you first had to apply for it, and then you had to qualify for it, and if you didn't qualify, you didn't get any money.
And we
And
know how fast the government works, right,
and
y'all?
and it wasn't even like a stimulus. It was something that it was a loan that you had to pay back.
Well, even that, some people say that's not true. Some people say that is what they read in their paperwork when they were filling it out.
Well,
Again,
they were denying people over and over and over again.
yeah,
I
I know
kept
that they're
seeing these
denying
stories.
people.
Yeah, they kept. I mean, I kept seeing these stories over and over and over. And then the really weird thing about the LA fires is, what is it? State Farm. State Farm is the one that cut the fire insurance right before the fire started. Did you hear about
I
that?
find it funny that the fires happened right before everything was supposed to come out for the Diddy trials.
Yeah.
Are you with me here?
Where'd all the evidence go? I don't know.
We're about to name all of these people in Hollywood that have been doing all of these horrible things to children and other people, and all of a sudden it's all on fire. I mean, the timing is kind of weird.
And nothing's been confirmed yet, so we're just speculating on things that we've seen and heard, via the internet. But they also, from what I heard and total speculation, they have also found a whole bunch of tunnels that.
Well, that the women that were coming out against Diddy and all of the other people, they were talking about those tunnels.
Well, I don't mean just at Diddy's area. I mean,
No, I
they've
know.
been
They were
finding like
saying,
stuff that goes all the way to Mexico.
right, they
Like,
were saying there were tunnels all under
yep,
California
yep,
with like full cities under there.
yep.
So, I mean, are we hiding those too with these fires?
Well, they're finding them with the fires.
Are they
So,
finding them with the fires?
yep,
That's what's causing them to find them?
yep.
Okay.
So,
Well,
anyways, what else we got?
I mean, if we're done with the hot topics and the politics,
Well, can we go back to the TikTok ban real quick?
yeah.
So Trump did come back and did something, made a deal somehow, some way. I'm guessing it was with Meta. But either way, TikTok did come back. So I forgot what I was gonna say.
Dun, dun,
I
dun.
just completely brain farted.
47.
Yeah, I'm 47. So I'll come back to it later. I don't remember.
There's going to be a lot of that in this show, y'all. I hope he keeps it in there so you can see. We're not 20 anymore.
Look, I just turned 47. It was funny because the other day I was like, I'm almost 50 years old, and Tina was like, "Oh my gosh,
God.
oh my gosh."
Y'all, I got him when he was 23. It's been a long time.
All these gray hairs all belong to you. And
Really? I don't think my name is on every one of those.
nah, just the one in the corner here.
The one on the corner.
Yeah, it's like really small.
So we like to go find these small towns, go try out the local restaurants, find places that have really cool places to shop. And then we like to find hiking areas and
So,
antique shops.
so let's give some examples of some of the places that we're going to be going. I know Helen was one of them.
My handy dandy
Notebook.
notebook.
Handy dandy notebook. And the cool thing is now we actually have decent microphones, so you're not going to have to listen to it being recorded audio over phone and it's going. Yeah.
So these are just a few of the places. So we are going to stay around Georgia, Tennessee, North Carolina, South Carolina, Alabama, that, you know, general vicinity, the southeast. So up here, I'm looking. There is a place in Tennessee that I want to take you to called the Elkmont Ghost Town.
Oh.
And it used to be a resort for rich people. But now you can go and explore all of the cabins and the structures and everything, and it's just open to the public to walk through because it's been abandoned.
Why?
Why?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll have to look into that.
Oh.
But then, you know, I want to go do walkthroughs of places like Indian Springs State Park, one of your favorite places. Fort Pulaski.
Can I tell a story about that real quick?
Yeah.
Okay, so when I was a kid, I went with my grandparents to Indian Springs, and there was a family they have like these picnic tables, and there was a family sitting at another picnic table, and they were eating lunch.
I hope they see this.
And right behind the picnic tables is a really big creek. And all of a sudden, this lady jumps up from her lunch and just pukes all in the creek where kids are playing downstream, by the way.
That poor lady. Those poor kids.
Ugh.
Poor you.
And I mean, that stuck with me forever. I mean,
I've
I
heard
was
this story 100
little
times.
kid. And it was like green. I just remember it being green.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Anyways, that's the end of my story.
That's what he thinks of, though, y'all.
Ugh.
Every time he hears Indian Springs.
Yep.
So that's why he had to share that with you. But see, one of my favorite places, I lived in Savannah, I think until like 1984. So
Man, you're old.
I don't know. For a little while, we were stationed down there on Hunter Army Airfield. And I love to go down there whenever we get a chance. That's where we honeymooned. But Fort Pulaski is one of my favorite places. I don't know. I know they closed it down for COVID. You couldn't go in anymore. But I'm hoping that it's open again. I mean, it has been 5 years. So hopefully it's open. I want to go walk through it and take y'all with us. It is a really cool place.
Yep.
So around here, you know, I'm about to show my fat girl a little bit. There is a park in Tennessee, maybe. It's the Little Debbie Park.
Oh yeah, I've seen it online. I've seen it online.
And
Yeah.
everything, all of the equipment is like Little Debbie cakes.
Mm-hmm.
And me and the kids want to go and see that.
Johnny, stop gnawing on that.
It's not a real Christmas tree cake.
Yes, it is. Mine.
I want to do Tallulah Gorge.
Yep.
I've never been there. You tried to take me there, and we didn't realize it's Memorial Day. It's going to be packed.
We couldn't even park.
So-
We got there, we just couldn't do anything with it. It was
Well, and we eventually got parked across the street, down the hill.
the opposite area where we wanted to go.
Yes,
Yep.
but it was so packed that we couldn't even get into the park. So we just stayed down at the lake, watched the people swimming, and had our lunch down there and just hung out and relaxed. But I want to go back and walk the steps. I want to go and freak out on the suspension bridge because I know I'm going to. I want to go and get that experience, and I want to bring y'all with us.
I mean, if anything happens, it only happened once. So
Right. It won't ever happen
yeah.
again.
So
And then the other place,
did you mention the botanical gardens?
no, that's
Yeah.
that's your place that you wanted to go.
Yeah, I want to go there
Um,
really bad.
I'm missing it on here.
Where was the place that we found the fairy forest? You know what I'm talking about?
Sawney. That's where the Indian Seats
Yeah.
trail is that I couldn't finish. That
I
I
want
have to go back and
I want to go there
redo.
before it gets super hot.
Well, yeah, and I need to go try that again. But there's a place, and I can't. Brasstown Bald, that's it. I really want to go do Brasstown Bald. And I know that people have said that you can drive up to the top, which I have no idea that we're not going to have to do that, even, end up doing that. We probably will the first time. But I want to try to walk it.
Yeah.
I heard that it is extremely steep,
Oh.
but it's all paved. But that's probably not going to matter.
You want to go during the cooler months.
Yes.
Yeah.
We tried. Okay, y'all. I get this thing where I'll get in the car. I don't know where we're going. And we'll just start driving. And I'll be like, okay, well, you know what? We're going to go here. So one morning we went to Cleveland. Cleveland, Georgia is one of my favorite places in the north. And we went there for breakfast. And when we were done, I did not tell him that I wanted to go somewhere else. I just kind of put it into my search, hiking trails near Cleveland, and it pulled up Dukes Creek Falls. I think that's right. It's such a weird name to say. It does not roll off the tongue easily. But we went there. I had flip-flops on. I had no idea what kind of trail this was going to be. But we did it. We walked down the trail. It took us probably about an hour to get down the trail. This trail was scary, y'all. Like, I fell and almost went headfirst over the edge of the mountain, down the hill.
Oh, you're talking about the windy.
Yes.
Yeah.
This
I
was
like that place.
It was
Yeah.
crazy. It was beautiful. It was very serene, very peaceful. But we went there on a day where there were a lot of hikers and the trail is this wide. It
It's a
only fits
cliff.
one person.
Oh.
And you're having to get over and hug the side of the mountain while somebody is coming back up the opposite direction.
Yep.
It was really difficult. And then at the end of it, there are all kinds of roots. There are root systems poking out of the ground. And so you have to be really careful. Well, my flip flop caught one of the roots
Yep.
and I went down. And
I think we actually got video of that, didn't we?
we did. Poor Johnny tried to, once he processed what was happening, tried to grab me and save me, but I was already down. And so, yeah, I have to go and redo that with hiking boots and probably those hiking sticks because
Well, you
yeah.
only need one, really.
One hiking stick
Yeah.
or one hiking boot?
One hiking foot. Yeah.
One hiking foot.
Just one stick will do you.
So coming back up that trail, I thought I was gonna have a heart attack. For one, I'm 5'2".
But we
Y'all.
also went.
He's 6 foot tall.
We also went when it was like 100 degrees outside, and it
Yes.
was just. But it was a beautiful place.
But also trying to keep up with walking up a mountain trail with Johnny when you're 280 pounds at the time, probably more. I was probably more, about 295, 300 when we went there, because that was a while back.
Yeah.
I was a lot heavier and I'm a lot shorter than him. So I try to keep up with him because I always feel like I'm holding him back or slowing him down. So I try to keep up his pace. And so while he's walking, I'm running. It was.
Yeah, but I usually slow down a lot so you can keep up. because you got short legs. I don't mind though.
I'm talking
But
about the times when you're not thinking about it
oh
and
yeah.
you're just trotting along.
But another thing that kind of slows you down a little bit is all the photo taking.
Oh, well, if I
Like
didn't have my photo taking breaks, I'd probably die.
like it's like literally
Let's be honest.
we stop every 5 minutes and it's like 10 minutes of photo taking and then we get to walk again.
It is not. You're exaggerating. It is not that long.
Nah,
But that's how we get all of our beautiful pictures.
that is how we get all the beautiful pictures.
The one behind me is from Hard Labor Creek. That's the dock from Friday the 13th, part 6.
Oh, we just went there too
We just went back and took our kids.
recently. Yep. Aiden loved it.
Well, Aiden is obsessed with Jason Voorhees. He loves the movies. He loves the game. Like,
There is
he
no
has
game.
the t-shirts. Like, he loves Jason Voorhees. And he was very upset when he found out that I met Kane Hodder without him. But so this was like a magical trip to Disneyland for Aiden to go and see where they filmed his favorite movie.
That's another thing I want to do on here is like some movie reviews and stuff because we watch a lot of
We're just
movies.
gonna do it all.
Yeah, we watch a lot of movies.
Y'all just gonna come and live with us.
Anything, yeah, pretty much anything entertaining and that we're allowed to film us doing, then we're gonna film it and talk about it and let y'all do it with us, I guess.
You need to revisit the video of me when you had me walk through the woods with the spiders.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, we could do that again this year.
No, I'm not doing that again.
with real
That's a one and done.
with good microphones this time.
Nope, that was a one and done. That was awful. I'm sure there will be more like that, but I'm not going through that one again.
So here in Georgia, we don't usually get a winter, and this winter has been pretty harsh.
Yeah.
So, but I also noticed like last summer, we didn't get a lot of Joros.
That's true.
So
Yep.
that's a sign, right?
Of what?
Of a harsh
Impending
winter
doom?
coming up.
Oh.
You know how like they used to do, like old people would be like, if you see like a squirrel with a mohawk, then it's gonna be like a hot summer. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. If I see a squirrel with a mohawk, there's something wrong. Yes, I know what you're saying.
So I'm
though.
saying, what if the Joro spiders are like that?
That's
And
our
it's like,
sign that
yeah,
we're gonna
that's our
get
sign.
snow.
Yeah.
Need to
See,
stock
I
up on
just came up with
firewood.
my own like Farmer's Almanac, old man, weather, forecasting.
We need to figure out what the squirrel with the mohawk means, though.
Rabies. Did you know that possums can't get rabies?
Is your name Justin? Are you just in danger right now? Did you know?
No, I was just asking. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know.
They can't catch rabies because their body temperature is too cold.
Oh. Well,
I don't know why I know that. I don't know.
he is full of useless knowledge like that, y'all. Like, just full of it.
That's why I've succeeded so well in life. Yeah.
You have anything else for this one, babe?
I don't think so. Oh, well, yeah. Like I said, I want to do the movie reviews and maybe some video game stuff. I know I want to do all kind of nerdy stuff too. So.
You have to do video game stuff. You're creating a video game.
Oh yeah, but yeah,
So,
that's it. That's
stuff
all
to
I got.
look forward to, y'all.
Yay!
Stick with us. It's going to be a ride.
It's gonna be something. Might be a ride downhill into a big lake of lava, but
It'll be interesting.
it'll be interesting. Yeah.
So, it was good talking with y'all. We hope to see y'all next time. Have a good night.
And it's weird to be back. Don't you think?
You just killed my sign off.
Oh,
Are you not done talking, Johnny?
I am. All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye, y'all.